So welcome back. So I'm going to cover the last part for today's lectures, that is how we're going to prepare the worksheet and include all these adjustments. So what is the worksheet? We need to prepare the worksheets. This is the quickest way to prepare the adjusted trial balance, that is by using worksheet. And you can use Microsoft Excel to help you to facilitate your works. And we can come up with this, use this 10 columns format worksheet. So there are 5 steps here involved. Number 1, prepare the trial balance. Number 2, prepare the adjustment. Number 3, prepare the adjusted trial balance. And then prepare the income statement and balance sheets. Yeah, income statement and balance sheet by using the 10 column worksheet. So these are the journal entries that we have discussed before. Number 1, debit supplies, credit supplies. The debit supply expense, credit supplies by 60. Number 2, credit insurance expense, credit prepaid insurance. Number 3, wages expense debit, credit wages payable. Number 4, debit delivery revenue received in advance or accrued revenue by 300. Credit delivery revenue 300. And finally, it's about depreciation, debit depreciation expense, credit accumulated depreciations by 100. So these are the adjusting entries. You already prepared your trial balance. You already have your trial balance. So we don't want to go back to our accounts, adjust our accounts again. So you can use Microsoft Excel, or you can just tabulate it on table. And for example, this is your trial balance. This is just example. This is your trial balance. Okay, you have this balance. Your total debit and total credit is 9260. So this is your trial balance. So how are we going to do adjustment for all these 5 things? Let us go one by one. For the first one, we have supply expense, debit 60, supplies, credit 60. So that is for the first one. Okay. So I'm going to debit supply expense 60, credit supply by 60. So what I did now, I have this adjustment column. So for the supplies, I'm going to credit 60. I'm going to credit 60, and I create another account here because I don't have supply expense. I create another account, supply expense. I am debiting the supply expense by 60. Okay. From your supplies asset, you have 80 debit balance. When you credit 60, mean minus. I repeat, your supply expense is debit. When you credit, mean you minus. So 80 minus 60, that gives you a balance of 20. So this 20 is your balance of supplies. This is the new balance, the correct balance of your supplies. Yeah, not 80, but it should be 20. For your supply expense, you don't have any supply expense before this. When you debit the supply expense, so your total, your new value for supply expense is 60. So this is the adjustment for the first journal entries. Yeah. Okay. Supplies reduce from 80 to 20. Supply expense increase from 0 to 60. Okay. For the second one, your insurance expense increase debit 25, credit prepaid insurance by 25, mean minus prepaid insurance by 25. So how are you going to do that? You have your prepaid insurance. This is your assets 200. When you credit, mean you minus. So now your prepaid insurance is 175. Your prepaid insurance now is 175. Reduced by 25. You already used this 25 for month of June. So your insurance expense now, before this is 0, now it become 25. Now it become 25. So your insurance expense increased from 0 to 25. Your prepaid insurance reduced from 200 to 175. Okay, I repeat again. You will pay $200 for 8 month insurance. After 1 month, $25 or 1/8 have been used. So that goes to your insurance expense. Whereas your prepaid insurance will reduce to 7 months. That is only 175. That is your prepaid insurance. Number three, your wages expense is 50 debit, wages payable is 50. So you have a liability here, new liability, wages payable of 50. So your wages expense, you only recorded 650, it should be 700. So this is debit. When you debit the accounts 50, mean you increase the value to 700. So this will be the new value, the correct value for your wages expense. And you debit your wages expense, you credit your wages payable, this will be your liability. Your liability will increase to wages payable will increase from 0 to 50. Okay. Okay, are you okay with that?
Sorry, so anything that's debited will then be added. So like 650 plus 50, and anything that's credited is subtracted.
Yes, correct. Because you have to check the original format here. For wages expense, this is debit, and when you debit another accounts here, it's going to be add. All right? Because this is debit, this is debit. So that's why you have 700. If you compare with supplies on the top, supply is debit. When you credit the accounts, mean the opposite way. So it's going to be minus 80 minus 60. That gives you 20 here. Okay? That's how it works. Okay. For next one, we have delivery revenue received in advance, debit 300, and your delivery revenue, I'm going to credit by 300. Let us look at this example. We have delivery revenue or prepaid delivery revenue 900 credit. When I debit 300, what happened to the value? It's going to be 900 minus 300. So the credit value reduced to 600. Yeah. Credit, debit mean minus, credit mean plus. Yeah. Same goes to debit, debit plus, debit, credit minus. Yeah. Your delivery revenue before this, you already have 1,700. So when you credit another 300, the new value for delivery revenue should be $2,000. So this is how it works. And then we have another adjustment for depreciation expense 100, debit depreciation expense 100, credit accumulated depreciation expense by 100. We don't have these two accounts yet. So I'm going to add another two accounts here, 100 for depreciation expense, and 100 for accumulated depreciation expense. So you add up all this value. If there is no changes to the value, that you should maintain the existing value. For example, for cash, there's no changes. You need to total up the figure first on the debit side, total up your debit and credit side, and see whether you get the same value or not. And then you need to check all other items. For example, cash, there's no adjustment for cash. Cash is debit, so I'm going to put here cash debit 4,000. Yeah. The delivery equipment, no new additional delivery equipment, so I'm going to put there 3,000. Okay, 3,000. Okay, so you have to do for the remainings. Okay, so this is the first step, first and second step. The next one, once you have your adjusted trial balance, you need to do what we have done before this. That is the revenue and expense component. Revenue and expense should be transferred to revenue income statement. Revenue and expense, I move to the income statement. For example, delivery revenue. This is revenue. All these are expense. So from this, I know that my total revenue is 2,000. My total expense is 1,215. So this will be my profit. This is debit, is my profit. Why? My revenue is greater than my expenses, my total expenses. So 785 will be my profit for that month, my profit. Okay. Compare your total revenue with your total expenses. Then the last part will be we're going to transfer all the assets, liability, okay, capital and drawing to the balance sheet. Okay. And then don't forget to have this 785 on the credit side. This is debit. Another one should be credit, increase in capital. So when you total up your total debit and total credit, this will give you equal balance of debit and credit. So you get full mark here. Okay. So you're going to do this with Miss Yusra and Miss Afni. Don't worry so much. So this is the process. Why we have to prepare the worksheet? It help you to shorten the process whereby you can do adjustment using this spreadsheet or worksheet. So you can check your figure, your calculations, yeah, because you need to total up your total assets, yeah, total debit and total credit.
Sir,
Any
I have
questions so
a
far? Yes,
question. How can,
yes.
sir, I have a question. How can we deduct how 60 from trial balance? How can we identify this? Like,
The 60?
I'm confused. Yes, in adjustment or trial
Okay.
balance.
This
First
only
one.
this 60, yeah? Okay. This adjustment is from our example one. Example one, whereby in this example, previously you purchase the supplies. You purchase the supplies, maybe the paper, stationery, pen for $80, yeah? This is on 2nd June, yeah? On June, 2nd June. Later on, at the end of the period, when you open your drawer, your cupboard, yeah, you found that the supply left is only $20. The worst. Most of the supply has been used. You have already used the stationery and so on, the papers, whatever. So so the question is how much you have used actually. You purchased 80, but the balance now is 20. So logically, you know that you already used $60 of supply. So we need to minus the $60 by comparing the what you have purchased and what left after 1 month. Am I answering the question? So that's why I minus 60. 60 is just estimation of amount that have been used for 1 month. So this is the balance. The balance of supply is 20.
Okay, got it. Because
Uh,
I confused in journal entries, it is also a debit 60 and credit 60. So that's why I'm confused in journal entries.
why 60? Yeah, why is it not 20? Why it's not 20? I know. Yeah.
Yes.
Because in this example, 20 is the balance. So you use 80. 60. You use 60. Yeah. That's good question, Manu. Any other question,
Oh,
please ask me.
Sir, so sorry, how many chapters are coming for the midterm?
For the
Like till which
midterm,
week?
it's going to cover, you need to know, number one, the asset, liability, equity, revenue, expenses, and drawing. You will be tested on your skill to prepare journal entries, yeah, the debit and credit, number one. Number two is your skill to prepare the trial balance. The T accounts. The T accounts, trial balance, and income statement, statement of changes in equity, and balance sheet. Yes, all. Because accounting is the
So then,
process. And the theory will come
right.
from chapter one. The theory will come from chapter one.
Would this come like adjusted trials and everything?
No, 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 it won't. This one will come out in your quiz too. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And sorry, the last thing you said that you were gonna put something on Moodle where we should submit something. What is
You
that?
don't have to because I don't want to add more burdens to you. But I'm going to give you. I already gave you the questions. I'll give you the format to answer. I mean the paper, yeah, the paper. You can print the paper and answer the question there. Is it okay?
Yes, please. Okay. Thank you so much.
And we're going to have extra class